guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. I know I haven't posted anything in quite a while, but I do have a very good reason for that. But I'm gonna speak about it later on in the video, and for now, let's just focus on starting this video. So the thing that I wanted to focus on the most during this video was leveling up talents for Neuvillette specifically, because I use them quite a lot, and since I have the Stellar Reunion, I can enter any talent material domain whenever I want to. So that is definitely very helpful, and that was definitely very helpful. I also, there's this event where you explore and you basically get like Mora and XP books for it, so that helped me also quite a bit during this video, especially the Mora part. I haven't really done anything with those XP books. Unfortunately, the Mora did not last for long, but you're gonna be able to see that a little bit later on in the video. And yeah, I haven't been on the game for about 2 weeks. I think that's how long you have to be offline to get this Stellar Reunion. And the reason for that was that my computer broke. Literally, my computer broke. It was fine 1 minute, and then it started making these like weird sounds. So, and the whole process of getting the computer back literally took 2 weeks, because the first week the computer was still here. My dad was out of the country for work, so he couldn't have taken it to the guy that fixes computers. I don't know the professional name for that job, so I'm sorry for that. But anyways, so yeah, so then I kind of talked to my mom and she took it to the guy, and then basically it took a couple of days for him to diagnose what's wrong with the computer, and there were like 4 things wrong. So that's very nice. Obviously I'm being sarcastic. And then obviously until it got fixed, so like a whole week passed by, and I also have been recording this video for this past week, so it's been pretty much 3 weeks since I last posted on my channel, and I could not be bothered to record anything on my phone. And I don't even have Genshin on my phone anymore. I have Honkai, but that's a whole different story, and I will tell that story in one of my series on this channel where I build Honkai Star characters. Another thing that I wanted to add about, the story about my computer being broken, fixing it was also so expensive. I literally, like, to me it was expensive, and this computer also is not like brand new. It does have, some years behind it, but whatever. Now let's talk about what is happening on the screen. We are fighting his weekly boss, because that was the only thing that we really needed to do when it came to all of the goals that I made for leveling up his talents in this video. Now I think this was the hardest part of the video, because I was struggling. I was not struggling to fight this boss or whatever. It was pretty easy actually. What I was struggling to do was get one dream solvent. Only one dream solvent, and I was going crazy. I fought so many weekly bosses, except Arlecchino's weekly boss, and then the one with Signora, because I'm not the biggest fan of those. I've already fought these domains quite a lot of times already, so I'm just taking a very, very long break from them. So I did most of the weekly boss domains simply to get one dream solvent. This part of the video, I don't think it's gonna be that bad because this part of the video has been recorded on a Sunday, and obviously you can do it once every week. So the next day was Monday, so I could do it again, but I did not get enough materials. Unfortunately, as you can see, the rewards are not really what we were aiming for, but we got a dream solvent right here. We did not get a dream solvent later on, and I really was struggling, and I'm probably gonna cut that part of the video out where I'm literally fighting every single weekly boss just to get a stupid dream solvent, just so I could level up his talents. And I did spend a lot of resin on it, okay, but I was desperate and I really wanted to finish filming this video as fast as possible. This is the second run of the weekly boss, and obviously I did not really get anything, and obviously my king Dwalin, I think that's how you pronounce his name, has saved me like he always does, because I always get, well, almost always get a dream solvent when I do his weekly boss, and it was time to level up his talents. But obviously we have run into a problem, and that problem was the fact that we did not have enough Mora. Like we always don't have enough Mora. Like it happens literally every single time. And obviously the new region came out, so there's quite some Mora in that, blah 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 blah. The new event where you get Mora for exploring, blah 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 blah. That's not enough. That's not enough, but I'm not gonna talk about my issues with Genshin right now. Now we should get into the other part of the video where I tried to do something for my very lovely Arlecchino. I wanted to get her a better sans, because her sans as of right now is pretty bad. Most of her artifacts, I'd say they are pretty good. Her flower, I'd say it's amazing. Her plume is also really good. Her sans is bad. Her goblet is not the best. Her goblet could have been better, but I do not have a better pyro damage bonus goblet for her as of right now. And creating a pyro damage bonus goblet is definitely way more expensive than creating a better sans for her, and that was kind of my goal, just to get her a better sans, because the pyro damage bonus goblet is not as bad as the sans. And I really wanted a sans with more crit rate, because that's what she is missing. She has a lot of crit damage, but what does she need the crit damage for if she does not crit often? Thankfully, my Arlecchino does tend to crit often, but not as much as I would like her to be critting. And after I got a little bit of Mora, I got to leveling up the artifact. Yeah. I really don't know what to say about this. The only thing that I can really say is that I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed. I saw that and I couldn't believe my eyes, okay? Anyways, on to the next character. The next character is Navia. Now, look at my Navia's artifacts. I changed her artifact set, well, I've been changing it for a couple of months now, to this one. Her flower, amazing. Her plume, amazing as well. The sands, they're okay. The crit rate is a little low, but I can get behind that. Then the goblet, I'd say the goblet is really good. I mean, look at it. It's amazing. And then there's the circlet. Yep. The circlet was my worst nightmare to get for her. Her stats, as you can see, her crit rate is pretty low, so I was focusing on getting her a crit rate circlet with a crit damage substat. But before we do that, guys, the first thing we're gonna do, as you may or may not know, I love to make things a little bit harder for myself during these videos. and I decided to take care of her talents on top of, farming for her circlet as well. So we are farming for her talent materials right now. And also, while you guys are watching me, farm her talent domain and materials, whatever, I want to say one more thing about Arlecchino's build. I have been thinking about whether I should change her circlet to a crit rate one, but I will see in the future where I have enough mora and resources to do that, freely and not get stressed about it, because I wanted to put out this video as fast as possible. And I also hope that by the time that I want to finally get a better sense for her again, there are going to be some updates for the artifact transmuter or whatever it's called, the sanctifying elixir, because as of right now that is a useful feature to an extent, but it's missing a lot of stuff. But I want to talk about it in this video. And yeah, so obviously, since I do a lot in this game, but I am also a lazy player at the same time, so I obviously did not even feel like going and farming these crabs for her, so I just decided to buy some, because that's how I solve my problems in this game. I buy things. I don't really use mora that much right now, other than for leveling up characters, and since the cost of that is really high as well, then of course I've run into a problem where I've run out of mora. So right now you're seeing me walk around, craft some materials. At one point while recording this video, I had so little mora that I could not even make condensed resin. Imagine having so little mora that you cannot even make a condensed resin. Insane. It's like 500 mora. It's really not that much, and I was even missing that. So I obviously went and got some. Thankfully, because of the Esther reunion, I was able to get it pretty fast for, not that much resin. So I was able to upgrade 2 of her talents. I was able to crown her, and I was able to upgrade her ultimate to level 9. So I'm pretty proud of that. Now it's time to get into farming some artifacts for her. You guys are going to be able to see what kind of artifacts I got. I don't really want to say that much about it, because there's really not much to say other than the fact that I was not happy of the outcome, so I had to turn to something very extreme that isn't really worth doing sometimes. But I do have to say, I kind of started looking at using the artifact strong box, like you're seeing me do right now, as a way for me to get rid of the bad artifact luck on my account. So my logic is, if I get rid of all of these mid or like bad artifacts, I will make more space for the good ones. That is my logic. Has it been proven yet? Not really. We're gonna see in the future, because I also don't really farm artifacts like that, and I've just recently started using that logic. So if you're a person that gets mad when a person, I don't know, throws away their artifacts, then you're welcome to leave. You're gonna be seeing a lot of it on this channel in the near future, to be honest. In the near future, I am not really a fan of farming artifacts as of right now. I feel like it's very draining for me. So I'm, turning to other ways of getting some artifacts. And finally, I did manage to get 2 good circlets. I did get quite a lot of good flowers. No, not flowers, plumes. Sorry. for her, but they weren't really, I didn't really need a good plume for her because I already had one. So I wanted to focus more on the circlets. Now, the crit damage circlet would only work if it went into crit rate for all of the rolls. Do you think I'm that lucky in this game? No, I'm not. So obviously I focused on the crit rate circlet since I feel like it was, the safer choice, the safer bet. The substats may not be as good, although I was really praying for that energy recharge to, hit for the third time because the rest of the stats were not really giving. It went into flat attack. That's kind of mid, but whatever. At least we got a circlet that we needed. Maybe with bad substats, but all of the other artifacts are kind of making up for it. So, if I have 4 good artifacts and 1 very mid artifact, then I can't really complain that much. So that's all I did for her, and now it's time to get into our little showcase because I just kind of wanted to see how much damage she'd do. And let me tell you, I was quite happy about the damage that she was doing. I can't quite remember if she was doing more before. I've also slowed down certain moments. She did hit like 91k just now. If you look very closely, you're gonna be able to see it. And then it was time to get into, fighting another boss because I wanted to see a little bit more of her potential. I have Farina, Bennett, and Kazuha on my team. She hit 107k, which I don't think it's that bad. I think her crit rate to crit damage ratio is pretty good. If I could give her more crit damage, I would do so, but as of right now, we have to work with what we've got. And I feel like the damage that she does is still pretty good. And obviously it is normal for characters to do less than like, I don't know, 60k. So yeah, she is also C0, so that's another reason. But yeah, whatever. Now, I'm very happy that I managed to do everything that I kind of set my goals to for this video. I upgraded 2 of Neuvillette's talents. Well, I crowned him and I upgraded his ultimate. Then I obviously crowned Navia, sorry, and then upgraded her talent as well. I got her a better circlet, I got her crit rate up, and she is doing 100k damage. She is obviously able to do way more, but as of right now, I'm really happy with all I did in this video. And since we are approaching the end of this video, I would like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then you're welcome to, like the video and also subscribe to my channel to see more of the content that I make. And yeah, see you next time.